Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Amber's Poetic Vibes. I'm so excited for you all to be tuning in with me this week. Super excited. Gonna try to spread some positive energy at the beginning of this video. Okay, so for this week's video, I want to try to spread some positive encouragement at the beginning of the video, and maybe you all will take note of that and that will help you all. We're going to practice some self-affirmation, some things that I wrote, or just things to keep in mind. It's always good to self-reflect on yourself instead of trying to look at others. Crackling my nails. Toxic Tuesday is about being self-aware. And this is an uncomfortable topic for people because they are quick to judge others before they look at themselves. Alright, before they look at themselves. And they don't look at themselves and they don't think, wow, am I acting like this too? Wow, where did this happen? Being self-aware is very important. Knowing about your own traumas, your own strengths and weaknesses, pointing them out and writing them down, or at least making, what's the word I'm looking for? Acknowledging how you have these strengths and you have these weaknesses. That is very important. Taking heed of your values, that is also very important. I also think that it's very important to reflect, because sometimes we are working so hard towards a goal and we never stop to think about how far we have came, and it's been years and years in the making, and you have to sometimes pause and think, wow, this time last year I wanted to be here and now I'm here. So something that I like to think about when I am being self-aware is how peaceful certain subjects bring me, or what type of peace I find, and how self-aware I am. And this is what I think about when I think about peace. Peace in life or death. Peaceful thoughts are brought by a jagged mind. Stressing more peace. Follow the endless thoughts of stress. Again, can peace not hear me? My mind finds depression as a faint matter in the entrapment of my mind. I find it a lot of times that we never address some of the weaknesses within our own mind. And what I mean by that is sometimes certain subjects are a little touchy to talk about, like depression or anxiety, and how certain things can trigger these anxieties. And it's important to have a strong mind when it comes to depression and anxiety. And I'm not a psychologist or certified shrink yet, but it is still important to be self-aware on these topics and to notice, hey, I'm really depressed today. What's the matter? What's wrong? And sometimes you cannot answer these questions, but it's very important to address the depression, the anxiety. And I stress that because you can have it bottled up in your head. You can have all these things going around, and then stress. Remember, stress is our friend. Stress can either make you or break you. And our poetic reading is not about anxiety, depression, or stress, but it's just to point out certain things that happen in our mind that we might not be self-aware about. And it's just very important, like I said, to remain strong when you have these things going on, no matter if you feel like you can't find the outcome. So, more words of encouragement. Take the time to be strong. Love yourself, even when love seems faint or far. Dig deep within yourself to find your own love. You are your biggest example of love, and that is very important. Noticing that you are your biggest example of love. If you cannot love yourself, then others cannot love you. How can you want someone to love you when you can't properly love yourself? Loving all aspects of yourself is very important. Noticing that you have these strengths and these witnesses. Noticing that you have these strengths and these weaknesses that you need to address is all a part of being self-aware. And comment down below some of the things that you wish you were more self-aware about, and maybe in my next video we can talk about it. But I just want to make sure that I address some words of encouragement at the beginning of the video, just to make sure that you all are being positive, because I know around fall for a lot of people is gloomy. Money begins to disappear out of nowhere for some people. It's holiday season, so just make sure that you're being positive and you are being that light within yourself and trying to be a light in someone else. And it's okay to ask people, hey, are you okay? And ask them in a welcoming way. Like, a lot of people are not approachable when it comes to subjects like this, but dealing with things alone, I am a believer of dealing with things alone sometimes. I feel like I am self-reflecting within myself when I address these issues, because it's things that I see within myself that others can't see. And when you ask other people for their opinion, they're giving you their opinion based off of their experience, not what they have observed in others, not what they have actually went out and tested. So it's okay to ask and talk to people for advice. Like, I'm not saying don't do that, but don't feel like their opinion holds so much weight over you to the point to where you are altering your values and your strengths based off of what they say. It's okay to look for guidance, but don't get lost in that guidance. I also think that when people are suffering with their anxiety and their depression, that there are many forms of behavior that they can exhibit. But if you're their friend or their family member, what you should not be doing is talking down on them, speaking negatively, and putting ideas in their head that aren't, that, like, no matter how you connect it, it just doesn't make sense. And a very important thing you have to remember, you only have one life. This is your life. For the spiritual aspect of things, God put you on this earth for your own individuality, your own purpose. And speaking your truth, being who you are, not who no one else is telling you to be, not who no one is dictating you to be, is very important. Because how are you supposed to move forward and grow past those traumas, those weaknesses, and get stronger if you have people pulling and pulling and pulling you back to what you used to be and trying to stay at a consistent level of non-growth? If you have those friendships where you're not growing, it's okay that you love your friend, y'all hang out, do whatever, okay, cool. But what are we doing for each other? Where's the benefit? The same goes for relationships. How are we growing? What are we doing? And these are a lot of questions that people don't address, people don't ask, and they think because, oh, we're just living life, things come together one day. When is one day? You don't know if you have that other day. This is like, we need to be figuring this out now. We need to be trying to be a positive light all the time. And I say all the time because even when I'm not the light, I need that friend, that companion, or whoever that is going to be that light, so that when their light is shining, I can understand, I can know that there is hope, there is peace within this storm that I'm going through. And by storm, I mean the depression, the anxiety, the stress. And stress is our friend, you guys. Don't think about stress as something that will bring us down. Think of stress as something that will make us stronger, because when we overcome the stress, when we accomplish this one task, then you move on to the next task and you're like, wow, like the little staples, that was easy button, that was easy. And then you normalize that behavior. You tell yourself, this is easy, this is easy, this is what I'm doing. And it feels good to accomplish things and not feel like it's stressing you out. And I feel like that's very important. Understanding what stresses you out, understanding what is triggering these anxieties and these depressions, and by us being in a pandemic, that is enough stress and anxiety and depression within itself, because everybody has the fear of being infected. Everybody has the fear of losing their job. Everybody has the fear of being bored. And boredom, when you're bored and when your mind has nothing to do, your mind starts creeping up on you and thinking about, oh man, when am I going to go back to work? And then you're just laying there getting all sluggish and lazy, and then your phone rings and you're tossing and turning, not answering the phone, and you're getting used to being sluggish, and then it's kind of like, oh man, I don't want to work anymore, versus having that mentality of, wow, a pandemic is going on and I still have a job. Wow, a pandemic is going on and I get to go shopping. I get to pay my bills. And change the way you think. Changing the way you think is also very important. Noticing that, man, I gotta work 4 days a week versus not working at all. Because if you're not working, how are you generating money? Being true and authentic to yourself is very important with being self-aware. And I just want you to know that Toxic Tuesday doesn't always have to be toxic traits in others. The toxic traits can be within yourself. Like I said, it's very important to self-reflect, understand the connection that you have within yourself, understanding the love that you have in yourself. Being self-aware is very important when you're dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, any trauma, or trying to move on from the past. Moving forward in life is about addressing these issues. And although these issues might be uncomfortable, they might make you feel a certain type of way, it's okay, because it's all It's all a part of the process. It's all a part of growing. And I want you all to know that for Toxic Tuesday isn't just about other people, because we walk amongst everybody who has toxic traits. There's no one that is so sweet till they're perfect, or there's no perfect being that there isn't something in them that they can't address. So nobody is perfect. But thinking within yourself, telling yourself these positive things like, wow, I have the perfect mindset today. I'm gonna get this telling yourself, I have the perfect mind today. I'm gonna accomplish this task. I'm not gonna stress about work. I'm gonna go to work, work's gonna be over, and then I can sleep. Find positive things that make you happy. My example would be, I like to sleep. So I know when I go to work, I'm like, man, I get to sleep in the next 8 hours. Man, I get to sleep in the next 4 hours. And then it goes down slowly. And then I'm like, oh, sleep, 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 find me. And that's the best feeling to me. Noticing that I accomplished the work that I needed to get done. And then it's like, oh, I deserve pizza. I deserve to go treat myself. I deserve swipe. I deserve to go shopping. And sometimes you don't always have to purchase things to be happy. It can just be telling yourself, I did this. I did it. I think it's very important to be self-aware. I'm going to mention things like self-love, being more positive, thinking positively, understanding what you have within yourself, valuing those things in yourself. Stop looking at other people and judging. Stop judging people. You can't judge anybody because you're no better than the next person. And you can't look at the material things because you don't know what type of mindset they have. And obviously your mindset isn't that strong if you're comparing yourself to them. Move past comparing yourself. My favorite thing to say is normalize. Normalize minding your business. Mind your business. That's the hardest thing for people to do, it seems, in 2020. Minding your business. You don't have to be like the Johnsons or whatever those people, the Parkers, whatever that statement was called. You don't have to live like them. You live your life. You have your own uniqueness. Being yourself is the truest thing, the most beautiful thing that you can ever do. Why? Because God gave you that. So my people, for Toxic Tuesday, we have learned to be self-aware, to love ourselves, to address the strengths and weaknesses, to address the strengths that we have, the weaknesses that we have, and to know that it is okay. We don't have to be so hard on ourselves, but we should be our biggest example. We should be following ourselves, not following other people. We should be leading ourselves, not other people. Dig deep and listen to yourself within. And when you listen to yourself within, you find so much peace and love and happiness. And this is what being self-aware is all about. So I hope you guys had fun listening to my words of encouragement for Toxic Tuesday. I know a lot of people think that Toxic Tuesday is all about other people, but you are the people. I am the people. So we are addressing our toxic traits with each other. And if we don't have these toxic traits, then we are becoming self-aware of what people might be going through, so that we can be more compassionate and understanding, and that we can be that light within them. So I hope you guys have enjoyed Toxic Tuesday, and I am so excited for you all to come back next week. Make sure that you watch my previous Toxic Tuesday video and comment down below what you would like to hear for Toxic Tuesday the next time. And I'm so happy that you all have been listening and supporting me. And trust me, your comments matter, your likes matter, your subscriptions matter. I am very excited that I have the voice for Toxic Tuesday, because it's so many times that I see things that bother me or aggravate me, and it's like, I'm gonna address this, I'm gonna talk about it. And I know if I see it, other people see it, and then if they don't see it, then they will be more self-aware about it. So you guys, thank you, and I hope to see you guys next Tuesday.